Hi, everyone. I just wanted to give you a heads up for the next class. I'm going to actually do it next weekend on Sunday, February 19th at 8 o'clock, because it's a little bit too short notice to start to do this for tomorrow. I want to give people a little bit more lead time to sign up and be prepared and set the date. So I wanted to do this class all about Carl Jung's archetypes, and here's a quote from him. The contents of the collective unconscious are known as the archetypes. Now, these 12 archetypes are related to the zodiac. And this is what I wanted to decode for you, because there's lots of different opinions on which sign relates to which archetype. Here they all are, and we'll go into these more during the class, but you can see there's 12 of them: the innocent, the orphan, the hero, the caregiver, the explorer, the rebel, the lover, the creator, the jester, the sage, the magician, and the ruler. Now, what's so fun about all this is because we have to understand the importance of the 12 zodiac signs and how this relates to our reality, and really how this is tying into even corona, how it's all tying into the breath. So we have the different crosses. We have the cardinal cross, which I've put in here as red. Mutable is green, the signs. Okay, so cardinal, it's Capricorn, Cancer, Aries, and Libra. This is winter solstice in antiquity, summer solstice, Cancer, vernal equinox, spring is Aries, and the fall would be Libra. Now, mutable signs are very changeable. Okay? They're very fluid people and very much more into groupthink and service to others. Okay, so we have the Sagittarius, we have Pisces, we have Virgo, and Gemini. Okay, Gemini, sorry, Pisces and Gemini are here. And then we have the fixed cross, which is what we see in the religious texts. This is actually in the book of Revelations, these 4 signs. And this is our reality that we live in. Okay, so Aquarius is the angel. Then we have Leo here at the bottom, Taurus, and Scorpio is represented by the eagle. Okay, so this is why these signs are very important, because they're tying into our reality and how we're ruled by these. Okay, so they're talking here, this is in Manly P. Hall's book of Secret Teachings of All Ages. It's in the Bembeen Tablet of Isis. This is the chapter that it's in on page 130. So here we have the upper panel. They're talking about the panel of this tablet, okay? But they're talking about how they're using the letters to decode this tablet. But when I started looking into it, I was just fascinated, because he's really telling us the importance of the number 12. Okay, now how the number 12 represents our reality. And it's interesting that they've switched us off the traditional counting system to the metric system in some countries. So not so much in the States. So they didn't do that in the States for a reason, okay? Because you need to know the importance of the 12. So he's talking about the upper panel contains the 12 figures of the zodiac arranged in 4 triads. So this would be represented here, okay? The center, the four triads has to do with the elements, okay? Because there's you have air, fire, water, and earth. Okay, so this represented by that. Okay, and then the center figure in each group represents one of the 4 fixed, ages of the zodiac. S is the sign of Aquarius, Z Taurus, C Leo, and G Scorpio. This is interesting because the Freemasons use the letter G. And now I'm starting to realize this is because it's Scorpio. And if you took my classes all on the Hebrew letters, and I told you which one I thought was the letter G, does relate to Scorpio. Okay, so that's a confirmation there. These are called the fathers. So the fixed cross are the four fathers. In the secret teachings of the Far East, these four figures, the man, the bull, the lion, and the eagle, are called the winged globes of the four Maharas, who stand upon the corners of creation. The four cardinal signs, P for Capricorn, Z for Aries, B for Cancer, and F for Libra, are called the powers. So that's the cardinal cross, fixed and cardinal. The four common signs, which they're talking about the mutable cross, he calls it the movable. Okay, but it's mutable because it's easy to move. People on the mutable cross tend to be more flexible. V for Pisces, A for Gemini, E for Virgo, H for Sagittarius are called the minds of the four lords. This explains the meaning of the winged globes of Egypt. For the four central figures, Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio, called by Ezekiel, that's to do with the Ezekiel wheel, okay? The cherubim, which is in our brain, are the globes. The cardinal, the common signs of either side of are the wings. Therefore, the 12 signs of the zodiac may be symbolized by four globes, each with two wings. The celestial triads are further shown by the Egyptians as a globe, the father, from which issue a serpent, the mind. So now we start to see the serpent is actually the mind. The wings, the power. The 12 forces are the fabricators of the world, and from them emanate a microcosm, or the mystery of the 12 sacred animals, representing in the universe the 12 parts of the world, and in man the 12 parts of the human body. Anatomically, the 12 figures in the upper panel may well symbolize the 12 convolutions of the brain, and the 12 figures in the lower panel, the 12 zodiac members and organs of the human body. For man is a creature formed of 12 sacred animals with his members and organs under the direct control of the 12 governors or powers resident in the brain. So this is why it's really important to know what each body part is, how it is in the zodiac. Like when you think about your feet, it's Pisces, the solar feet. You have to start to think in the astrology format of your body parts. So you start to know what's ruling each part of your body. A more profound interpretation is found in the correspondence between the 12 figures in the upper panel and the 12 in the lower. This furnishes a key to one of the most arcane of ancient secrets, the relationship existing between the two zodiacs. Okay, so they're talking about the two zodiac wheels here, the fixed and the mutable, movable, he says. The fixed zodiac, which is this, that we see in all the cathedrals and in the book of Revelations, is described as an immense dodecahedron. It's 12 surfaces representing the outmost walls of the abstract space. So a decahedron has 12 sides, and it's the shape of a pent, each side. Okay, I'll show you a picture of it after. From each surface of the dodecahedron, a great spiritual power radiating inward becomes embodied as one of the hierarchies of the movable zodiac, which is a band of circumambulating so-called fixed stars. Sorry about that. Within the movable zodiac are positioned the various planetary and elemental bodies. The relation of these two zodiacs to the sub-zodiac spheres has a correlation in the respiratory system of the human body. This is what I found fascinating. So the mutable cross and the fixed cross, okay? Fixed cross has Aquarius on it. We're going into the age of Aquarius, okay? Now, the age of Aquarius is ruled by two signs. It's ruled by Saturn, which is time, right? He's the devil card. And it's ruled by Aquarius, is also ruled by Uranus. Okay, so you have Saturn and Uranus, and you have to decide, you know, a kind of which way you're going, you know, between these two planets that are ruling Aquarius. Now, what's fascinating, Uranus is a bit of a rebel, doesn't like systems, and it kind of wants to escape to heaven. Okay? The Uranus is, that's the name of the Uranus, is heaven, okay? The planet. So then you have Saturn, who's the controller of time. Okay, so it's like they're showing us there's two paths with the age of Aquarius, and I do think one is AI, because Aquarius rules the 11th house, which is to do with networking. So networking meaning through the computer. You know, I'm networking right now. I'm using tech to communicate, and so I'm networking out there. And your word and your thought is very important at this time, because you're a creator and you're creating what you want to be mirrored back at you. So it's very important about this. Okay, so the age of Aquarius, it has two realities to it, and I do think it has to do with the fixed cross here and the mutable cross, which they're explaining. It was all to do with the breath. So of course they had to create a respiratory disease to kind of compress these two. Okay, because he's talking, the great fixed zodiac may be said to represent the atmosphere, the movable zodiac, the lungs. Okay, so the fixed is representing the air, and the movable, groupthink, right? Service to others, which is how this whole disease got sold, okay, is the lungs. So the sub-zodiacal worlds, the body, the spiritual atmosphere containing the verifying energies of the 12 divine powers of the great fixed zodiac is inhaled by the cosmic lungs, the movable zodiac, and distributed by them through the constitutions of the 12 holy animals, which are part of the members of the material universe. The functional cycle is completed when the poisonous effluvia of the lower worlds, connected by the movable zodiac, are exhaled into the great fixed zodiac, there to be purified by being passed through the divine natures of its 12 eternal hierarchies. So it's like they're saying that it's like we're breathing out. Okay? You have to breathe out, and then this breath goes into the sphere, the zodiacal sphere, which are the 12 external hierarchies. So it's like it's fascinating. It's like they're basically telling us like what has to have happened. Okay, so that's between the fixed and the mutable cross. And then here he's going on talking about the auric egg, and I've had somebody send me all the egg symbolism that's been going on, and you know, the shortage of eggs, and there's lots of talk of eggs and auric eggs. And the auric egg, or the orphic egg, is to do with your electrical field, your body, you know, around you, your auric field around your body. It's electrical, okay, and that is your egg in many interpretations of it. Okay, so a lot of times it has wings on it, because that's how you protect yourself. That's your shield around you. And Dan Winters talks about this as well with the dodecahedron. That's almost like the shield around you. So this auric egg is like a dodecahedron, but it's also described as an egg. Okay, so I just wanted to go into this basically to explain the importance of the 12 archetypes is all tying to the zodiac, but it's also tying to philosophy with Carl Jung. And that's what this class is about, how we're going to connect each sign to the archetype and understand the archetype. I also have esoteric phrases with each sign, and then we're going to go into Psalms 119, which is like 9/11 backwards, and how that all relates to the Hebrew letters. More than the video I did on it, I've got more information on that. And it's interesting how I found out that the Psalms 119 is every single phrase in that, there's 176 verses, mentions the word of God in some form. Okay, there's 4, I think, verses that doesn't, but it's all about the word and using the word to network. Okay, so you have to speak reality into existence. You can't just think it. You need to speak it. Okay, because through the word you create. Okay, so it's because that's what Aquarius is. It's about networking. Okay, so you can't. Well, you can if you're super telepathic. You could, project information out, but it's harder for people to grasp because they're not telepathic at that level yet. So we need to see it, speak it. Okay, so this is why this class is important, because it's really teaching you more about the word. And we already know the 22 Hebrew letters is the creation of this reality. And if you took the last class, you understand that and know how to create those letters with your body. And it's fascinating, but you just need to understand how it's all connected. Okay, it's not just for your own health, but it's to create what we want. You have to understand the power in the letters, in the words, and in the actual passages that connect on the Kabbalah tree, also through the Bible. Okay, so the Bible connects in Psalms 119, connects to the Hebrew letters. Okay, the Hebrew letters connect to the Kabbalah tree. The Kabbalah tree connects to the tarot cards. The tarot cards connect to the zodiac, and Carl Jung's archetypes connect to the zodiac as well. Okay, so you can start to know which archetype is connected to which tarot card. Okay, so this is what this class is all about. And this is the dodecahedron, and you can see it's a pent. Here it's the great dodecahedron. You actually see the Venus pentagram because she makes this with her orbit. And this is the great stellated dodecahedron. Dan Winter actually has made one of these, and it's like fascinating if you want to understand sacred geometry. So that's basically it. So yeah, so this Bembrine tablet, okay, the Bembrine tablet, I have not decoded it. Okay, but you can see it has the Hebrew letters on it. But here they're talking about Krishna's speculation were used by several occultists, including Elphias Levy, Westcott, and Manly P. Hall, okay, as a key in interpreting the Book of Thoth or the Tarot. Okay, Platonistic writer Thomas Taylor even claimed that the tablet formed the altar before which Plato stood as he received initiation within the subterranean hall in the Great Pyramid of Giza. Okay, so it's very, very important. And of course, everything ties to the Pyramid of Giza, right? So I have not decoded this, but if you have all this information that I'm giving you, you probably will be able to decode this, because you have to just understand the letters. But look at this tablet, like fascinating, right? It's quite amazing. So that's what the chapter I found all that about the 12 was in his chapter about this tablet. Now the fixed cross, this is the alchemic symbols for the fixed cross. You see mutable, it's fluid, right? It's circle, fixed, it's like a square, and the cardinal has to do with the cardinal crosses, right? So you can start to see, they're kind of getting people on these two, okay? And this one is kind of not being discussed in our reality right now. The cardinals wear red and white. That's the highest form of alchemy, which is the rubedo and the albedo marrying each other, the rubedo being red, the albedo being white. And I do think, this is where you want to go to escape this reality. Okay, so mutable, I do believe, are going to go completely AI, networking through AI. Fixed is going to be very rigid, and I think kind of in a way just disconnecting from this, but maybe, in a way living here, but not super happy, but I think this is the way you go, where you create your own reality and get out of this polarity trap that, you know, they're trying to put you in. You're either one or the other here, you know. So that's the way I see it right now. And obviously, more information comes to me, I can clarify this more. And I will clarify this theory that I have more so in my book, because it's getting more and more clear to me. The cardinal cross connecting to the solstices and the equinoxes gives more power to you. Right? So sun gazing, remember, we are the children of the sun, okay? And you want to connect to these, especially on these events in the sky with the equinoxes and the solstices. Connect to the sun daily, if you can, ground daily. Connect to earth, because you want to follow nature, okay? The fixed cross is determined by man saying, that's a fixed star in the sky. And now we're going to call Aldebaran, you know, in Taurus, that's the fixed, you know, star. And the one in Leo, Regulus, that's a fixed star. And in Libra, sorry, in Scorpio, Entres, that's a fixed star. And Fomolo in Aquarius, you know, that's a man saying that's what it is. It's a man-made structure. And that's kind of where they wanted, they created Western astrology, is based on how the sky was back then, and they fixed the sky. So Western astrology is based on the fixed cross. Okay, and then the mutable, I do see it more as futuristic. Okay, but the cardinal, I do think this is the way that you connect to nature and you can find your way through this maze. Okay, so anyhow, I hope you can join the class, and I will try to get another video out hopefully this week coming on another topic. But I just wanted to give everybody preparation to join the classes, because I know last time it was like really quick, and I want people to have the ability to sign up. So my website should have this class posted soon. If it doesn't, as the week progresses, because my web manager has had some health issues, if he hasn't been able to get it posted, you'll just have to send me an email to register with this class, and we can work through PayPal that way. So anyhow, that's it for now, and I hope you guys have a great week. Take care. Bye.